Welcome to Divine Love Tarot. I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time here or you return viewer or subscriber. I hope that this message resonates and helps you in some way. If you find that it doesn't, just keep in mind that this is a general reading and they do not resonate for everyone. And you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, or even your Venus sign, because sometimes those are more prominent in your chart. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hey there, Libra, and welcome to your February 2019 general reading. Okay, guys, so this is a general reading I'll be doing with the Celtic cross format. It's a little bit different than the first couple readings I did for this month. I just prefer this format, so that's what I'm going to stick with, okay? It is a general reading, but it's not impossible that love issues or, matters of the heart may show up, so don't be surprised if we do see that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the reading. The first card is going to represent the current energy that you're dealing with for the month of February, and that is the Strength card, okay? Some of you may be dealing with a Leo. Next card represents your challenges or what's crossing that energy, Knight of Wands. Next card represents past energy that you're coming out of. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Next card represents future, which you're moving towards. We've got the Empress. Next card represents what you want, and you've got the Six of Swords in the reverse. Next card represents internal factors. We've got the King of Swords in the reverse. Next card represents your advice for this reading. We've got the Nine of Wands. Next card represents external factors. We've got the Seven of Swords. Next card represents your hopes and your fears, Libra. We've got the Ten of Cups in the reverse, sorry. And the next card represents the outcome, and we've got the Four of Cups. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull clarifiers for each position, and then we can go ahead and get into the reading, okay? Okay, so Queen of Swords reversed. Clarifying the challenges, crossing card, Temperance in reverse. Clarifying past energies, we've got the Strength. Clarifying future energies, we've got Death card in reverse. Clarifying what you want, King of Swords in the reverse. Libra, what is going on? Clarifying motivating factors, internal factors, we've got the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. I guess I called it. That was going to come out. Verifying external factors, we've got the Four of Cups. Hopes and fears, we've got the Star. And Justice as the outcome. Okie dokie. So, current energy you've got right now is the Strength card, okay? And the Strength card can indicate that you are dealing with taking control of a situation. This could be taking control of your health for some of you. This can be taking control of your love life. This is taking control of your emotions. The Strength card represents self-love. It represents confidence, okay? So let's go ahead and clarify that. We've got the Queen of Swords in the reverse, one of my least favorite cards. The Queen of Swords can indicate that you may need the strength because you're dealing with someone who may be very cold, okay? You're dealing with someone who is very rigid, very dishonest, lacking of compassion. For some of you, you are regaining balance. You're regaining the strength in yourself because maybe this was your energy, all right? And so you are basically trying to take control of yourself because you found yourself to become a bit apathetic lately, a bit on the cold side, a bit on the uncaring. It's almost like you're letting life get to you and you're realizing that, Libra. So you're like, listen, I'm going to have a lot more compassion, and I'm really just going to have the strength to deal with things. And it may be that you are dealing with Knight of Wands energy, which is a lot of, it's either chaos, okay? It could be a very chaotic person, someone who's very impulsive. Maybe you have impulsive energy, impulsive behaviors, and so your challenge is to really control that, okay? Because there is an imbalance here somewhere. So for some of you, it's a health issue that you need to get under control. And I feel that for some it may be mental health, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with recognizing where you need to have healthier thoughts. You need to have a healthier mindset. For some of you, it may be your physical health that you're just getting control of also. Okay. Some of you, though, you are dealing with someone who's very unbalanced. And so therefore it's trying you. It's trying your patience. It's trying every bit of your patience to deal with whoever this person is. Okay. Your past energy, we've got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse can indicate feeling like you were stuck in a rut, feeling like you weren't quite in control of things. And again, for some of you, you may be dealing with a Leo. Again, so some of you may be going through situations with someone who is a Leo. The Strength card, though, showing up with the Wheel of Fortune represents that maybe, you went from a time where you were able to handle things and able to manage things to a time where things were a little bit more unpredictable for you. And so now you're trying to come back to being more balanced and more centered. All right, moving towards, nothing's really jumping out at me as far as work is concerned, unless you're dealing with a specific person at work and their personality. Okay. Future energy, we've got the Empress. Okay, so the Empress is very nurturing energy. The Empress, for some of you, can represent pregnancy. It represents parenting. Okay, but it just represents, the Empress is that warm energy that attracts people because it's very nurturing. Clarified that we got the Death card, which for some of you, this could represent a Scorpio. Death card is in the reverse, though, so this can indicate that there is still some stagnation. There's still feeling stuck in a rut. There's still some type of transformation that hasn't occurred. So maybe your transformation is you're slowly transforming, like you're slowly going back, or you're slowly emerging as this Empress. Okay, for some of you, the Empress represents a mother, represents a wife, or being a mother, or being a wife. So some of you are having maybe having a difficult transition into that role. Okay, so for some of you who feel like you've gotten thrust into a role that you weren't ready to manage yet, you may have some time or some difficulty dealing with that. So I think for some of you, there may be some unexpected responsibilities or unexpected, for some of you, maybe an unexpected pregnancy. It may be unexpected that you wind up having to, take custody of a child, or, there's some type of responsibility. There's some type of, for some of you, you got married and you didn't recognize or you didn't understand what it meant to become a wife or to be that role. Something of that sort, that you're really transitioning into that new role, okay? Moving on to what it is that you want, and we've got the Six of Swords in the reverse. So really, I just don't understand that. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm like, why do you want to be stuck? It's almost like some of you don't want to transform. It's almost like you're set in your ways and you want to continue to be stuck in your ways. We clarified that. We've got the King of Swords in the reverse. So this can represent, I think that for some of you, you may be set in your ways as far as, this being cold, okay, being like the boss that doesn't want to hear what anyone else has to say. It's like my way or the highway. And for some of you, you are having to balance that. You're having to take control of that, and you just don't want to. You don't feel like you should have to. You feel like things should continue to be the way that you want them to be. This is very interesting because literally I feel like this is just you being stuck in your ways, and your ways at times can be perceived as very cold and uncaring to others and very mean. But it's almost like you don't care, Libra. You're just like, it is what it is, and this is what it is, and I don't want to change. But slowly you're changing, okay? Slowly, whether you want to or not, you are slowly changing into someone who is caring about who does care, I should say, about what others think and feel, and is going to be helpful to them and nurturing. All right, what's driving you? We've got internal factors. We've got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and here we've got the King. Well, no, this was the King of Swords again in the reverse. So what this is telling me, and this may be a subconscious thing, I feel like this, when I see this, especially with the symbolism on this card, I feel like for some of you, you may have had a very rough family life, a very rough upbringing, maybe unstable at some points. And so it has led you to be very kind of, not, I don't want to say heartless, but maybe just a bit less compassionate of others because you dealt with a lot of real and harsh realities. Not real realities, you dealt with a lot of harsh realities in your childhood or growing up, or just in general you've dealt with a lot of hardships, so therefore you're not so much where you should have the compassion for others because you can understand what they are going through or where they're coming from. You don't have the capacity to be compassionate for those who you feel like aren't really going through a hardship. Like, you don't have time for people's emotional issues. You don't have time for things that you feel like are not a big deal. You're one of those people that you have the strength to handle situations because of what you've gone through, but at the same time, you're not going to waste your time handling everybody else's stuff that you feel like is trivial. But I think that that's slowly changing for you. Okay, I think that's slowly changing for you because you're recognizing where you need to strike a balance in your personality between being strong and being like the person who can solve and resolve issues, and also caring, okay? And also giving a damn about what people are going through or the people in your life or whatever the situation is, okay? Your advice, we've got the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is about hanging in there, okay? The Nine of Swords, I'm sorry, the Nine of Wands, I should say, is about your courage and your perseverance, and also creating boundaries. And maybe the creation of boundaries will make it easier for you to deal with other people because you have your limits. It's like, yes, I'll be there for you. And of course, I'm going to be compassionate, but don't expect me to be a bleeding heart. You know, it's almost like you're going to set that line. Like, you know, I can hang in there and I can be there for you, but to a certain extent. You know, you're never going to be the person that's just giving it all away, I guess. External energies that you're dealing with, we've got the Seven of Swords. So there is some sort of dishonesty that you're dealing with from someone. All right, the Seven of Swords can indicate that there's some sort of betrayal. For some of you, this represents someone maybe having an affair, someone may be wanting a divorce from you. We clarified that. We got the Four of Cups, which indicates that there is some type of apathy. There is some type of being unfulfilled. There is someone who is not satisfied. So maybe, you know, you're dealing with someone who is, you know, not satisfied with you saying, give me some time, or that you're going to eventually, you know, change. They're just like, yeah, that's not enough for me. Maybe they don't believe you. You know, that could be what it is. This person doesn't believe you. This person may feel like they've been betrayed by you, you know, maybe even emotionally betrayed by you before. And so they're not quite ready to believe that you may be changing. Okay, Libra, I think that's what this is really jumping at. You're dealing with someone who has been burned by you before when they came to you for compassion, and you kind of gave them that cold shoulder. You know, you gave them that harsh reality, you know, kind of personality. Now, mind you, Libras, please do not all come for me. I feel like this is a specific message for someone. And so whether this is your energy or whether this is the energy of someone that you're dealing with, okay? So this may not be you, Libra. This may be you dealing with someone who's very harsh and very cold, okay? And they're basically wanting you to accept them as is, and you don't want to accept them as is because you've been hurt by them before. So because this is a general, this can go either way. But your advice is to kind of hang in there because I think this person is really trying to change their ways. Your hopes and your fears right here is showing me that your expectations are set really high. So I think that you want to hang in there. And I think that you want this person. You don't mind. It's almost like you feel like you have the strength to deal with this person. I think it's one of those things where it's like, you know who this person is, you know how they are, and you're okay with it, and you have the highest hope that the situation will work out in the way that you want it to, because you've got the 10 of Cups in the reverse, which can indicate high expectations or unrealistic expectations, mixed with the Star card, because you feel like this person is your soulmate. So you're willing to hang in there. And, I'm sorry this turned into a love reading, but it is what it is. You guys have high expectations. For those of you, okay, maybe this is a boss. Maybe this is a boss or a parent. I still feel like your expectations are very high that this situation with this person will change. And you know what? It just might change, because you end out the reading with the Four of Cups and Justice. So the Four of Cups, again, represents not necessarily being satisfied with an offer, but Justice is showing up to show us that things are going to be made right, okay? So whatever has been wrong, whatever you felt like, whatever bad luck you felt like here, or bad, things not going your way, and you hung in there, you had the strength, and you're still hanging in there, and it still seems like things are not going your way, and maybe it's because, you're accustomed to things not going your way. I think eventually now the tables are turning for you, and it's going to take some time. So you're going to have to hang in there. It's not going to look like what you want it to look like at first, but justice is here to make things right. Okay. So we know justice is about karma. Justice is about cause and effect, and justice is about making things right. So Libra, for those of you who are in a situation where you're dealing with someone who has been unkind or unfair or very cold, and you've been hanging in there, things are changing. They're moving in the right direction. For those of you who have been that personality, someone's been hanging in there with you, and I feel like, you are changing. It's just going to take some time, but you're going to have to understand where people aren't going to just readily believe that you're changing, okay? Because you've been stuck in your ways for so long, or you have exhibited this kind of cold shoulder when someone needed you for so long that they're not really ready to believe it. So that's two different scenarios, okay? So that has been your February reading. Guys, let me know in the comments, is this your energy, or is this the energy of someone that you're dealing with, all right? If you'd like a more personalized reading, you can go ahead and contact me, but I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Libra.